Greetings everybody, Amar here, and this is the new TFR for the New York Pick 3. It's good for the week starting May 13, 2019. So here's the date. This is the start, May 13, 2019, and here are the counts. So basically how this works is this is a tally of the digits combined in every position for the last 10 weeks. So when a week ends, right, you drop off the last 10th week and you add another week. So it's like a rolling count. So this is the last 10 weeks, and then this was the last 10 weeks previous to that week, etc., going back. So this is essentially when I began this. So haven't got any major hits off this chart yet, but I'm still waiting because this 7 is still here at the bottom. All right. Now for context, it's very important to trust but verify, okay? So how would you know that this is the top number, right? There's no way for you to verify that my data is correct. So I have another TFR here with more data. Okay, so basically, essentially what I did was I took the count of of the digit 0, then 1, 2, and this is the counts. And then I sorted it from greater to least. Okay, so this actually gives you a tangible idea of what this is. Okay, so the 5 had 53 hits in the last 10 weeks. Okay, now my data should be correct because I've been copying it directly out of the website. I try not to enter it in manually because I do make mistakes sometimes. So that's why I say trust but verify. Okay, so this 7, cold number, 28 hits in the last 10 weeks. So this gives you an actual tangible data for this description, because this is just a guide. All right, so this guide here, you can see that the 5 is the top. It had moved up from where it was at the bottom here. The 0s here had moved down. The 2s here had moved, they're moving down slowly here. And what was the other one that was strong? The 5s here, down here, moved up. So the 5 has been up here. So you can see you have a new number here, 742. So these numbers have not really hit. This 047 is a sum 11. This 647 is a sum 17. And the 247 is a sum 13. So I'm going to look at those a little bit more closely. So in my opinion, the TFR works best when you cross-reference it with the drawing sense hit chart. Drawing sense hit chart being terminology that comes from the Lottery Master Guide. Now, my TFR is a little bit different than the TFR on page 33 of the Lotto News magazine, where they use the last 18 7-draw periods. Okay, so here you can see I only have 17 draw periods, but this is these are I'm confusing myself. But they do 7 draw periods. 1 week is actually 14 draws. Okay, so I have to actually see how he does it a little bit more in detail. But let me not digress too much. So if we go to the BYGG, right? Now the BYGG is an acronym. Now I'd consider this a big dish, right? Dish being drawing sense hit chart. Now BYGG is an acronym. If you've been paying attention, you can see that BYGG is part of the colors that I use. So B stands for blue, Y stands for yellow, G stands for green, and the other G stands for gray. Now I use that as a way to enumerate the dormant periods. Okay, now the way I enumerate dormant periods is a little bit, I guess you could say, unique, because I took the information out of the Lottery Master Guide and I took 2 different elements that she mentioned, Gail Howard, right? So one element I agreed with, one element I didn't agree with. So I modified one element to create the dormant periods, but I'll have to explain that in a later video. Okay, so what we can see here from this TFR, looking for these numbers, I've been mentioning that the 7 in the first position has been cold. All right. So the 7 here, here's that gray. That gray means 4 dormant periods. So basically you have the blue is meaning 1, the yellow is meaning 2, the green is meaning 3, and the gray is meaning 4. Okay, so here is 4 dormant periods of the 7 in the first position. And we're at skip 23. It's been 23 drawings since it last hit with the 795. So I have the red box here. I'm looking for the 7 in the first position. Okay, now the 7 in the second position is over here, 5 cold periods. Okay, now this is blue with a white in the middle, right? So that means 5 cold periods. Basically, I'm going back to the blue. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so anything more than 8 cold periods, your number is really sucking. Okay, but after that, the number should definitely get hot. But you hope it doesn't go to the 8 or 9 cold periods. You want it to get hot after 3, in accord with the Lottery Master Guide algorithm. I call it an algorithm, but it's just it's something that I changed that I didn't agree with in the book. All right, and I'll get into that later. So where are we? Okay, so the 7 in the first position. So here, then I want to cross-reference that with those sums, right? The sum for the 047, which is 11, the sum of the 647 over here, which is 17, and the other sum, what was it, did I say? 247, which is sum 13. So coming over here, here's a drawn since hit chart for sums. Now this is sum 8, sum 9, sum 10, sum 11, sum 12, sum 13, etc. The data in all of these columns are the same. I'm just highlighting the sums differently. And by doing that, I can create a sums drawing since hit chart. Okay, and again, I've modified the drawing since hit chart into a big drawing since hit chart. So it's a big dish. So I brought the TFRs over here again. Okay, so if we look at the 047, sum 11. Well, let's look at the 13 first. So sum 13 is 247 because that's the most recent, right? So here is sum 13. Here's the data, and here is the drawing since hit chart. Okay, so you have 4 dormant periods here, 5 dormant periods. Now these dormant periods are clean, which is very good because if we go back in time, right? Here is 1 dormant period, 2 dormant periods, 3 dormant periods, 4 dormant periods, and 5 dormant periods. Okay, so I'm looking for a sum 13 here. So that would give you, using the 7 in the first position, a 724 or a 742. Okay, so that reduces your combinations by a lot. All right, now keeping with the sum 13, let's go back. Here's the last time the sum 13 got hot. You see, this is a flag, essentially. The flag came in reverse as opposed to forward, and you have a 5-3-4 symmetry. So here was your streak. Now so after this streak, I reset the dormant periods. Now there was only 1 dormant period, so it wasn't a big deal. But here's another flag, sum 13 over here. Now this is a big flag, right? And it's a clean flag. So I'm going to start using that term clean versus dirty, because a dirty flag is very, very tricky. Okay, just the word dirty means it's not gonna do you well, and it's very, very tricky. But that's a little bit advanced, I guess. So this is your flag. You had 3 dormant periods, okay, because it's green. So I'm using the color to know where it is. Now I could write a 3 in here, but then I have all these numbers, and it gets kind of a little bit convoluted and crowded. So you had 3 dormant periods here, and then you had a forward flag. Okay, this is a downstroke. 3, 1, 3, 6, 1, and here's your classic flag, your 0, 6. Okay, 3, 6 is not classic, but it is a flag, and 0, 6 is not really classic either because she only mentions 0, 5, but then she says it can go to 6. So you could say this is classic. So then you had 1 dormant period, you had another streak of sum 13s. Here are the numbers for those: 652, 733, and 832, and then 643. So since I'm trying to focus on numbers with 7 in the first position, 733 is interesting because that could come back just straight. But after this streak, okay, so you had a streak here after 3 dormant periods. This streak only occurred after 1 dormant period. And now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it could come in, we don't know, but it looks like the trend is that it comes in after 1 to 3 dormant periods as it currently stands, okay, as the most recent historical data is showing. All right, so the other sums that are here are the sum 11. All right, now the sum 11 here you can see is in a streak. Okay, now this is what I would call a dirty flag, right? Because it's 8, 7, 5, 9. It doesn't have any of the classic downstrokes of skip 1 or 2. So I call this a dirty flag. However, it is showing strong in symmetry because 8 is symmetrical to 7, which is symmetrical to 9. So I'm using symmetrical as opposed to the term bottom. But they are kind of, I guess you could say, synonymous. But I like symmetry because it just is a simple concept. And you look at bottom of the dictionary, you're not going to get jack. All right. So the 11 is in a streak. So I have the red box here. And then the last one here is sum 17. Okay. Sum 17 is an exhaustion. It's sum skip 25. All right. And that gives you the 746 or 764. So 7 is over here in the middle. If we look at 4, 4 is in reverse, so that's kind of dirty. The 4 over here in the third position is in reverse, so it's kind of dirty too. The 6 over here is pretty strong. Look, you see 1 dormant period, 4, 3, 2. So this is downstroking, this is decreasing, 4, 3, 2. So I would play 7, 4, 6, even though the 4 is dirty. Here it had, this is what, 6 cold periods? So 6 cold periods, and then you had your streak. So now you have 1 and 2. So it's still got to play catch up. And if you see, it came in dirty here. This is reverse. 11, 7, and now it's 14, 7, and it's an adjacent. So 7, 4, 6 is feasibly pretty good, I would say. And then let's see, what else? The other number that I really like, though, is 719. I try to go back to combinations that I played previously, okay, and not try to think about new combinations. So here I like the 719. So you have the 7 here, your exhaustion, your long skip, your cascading out or up. Here's your 1, which is a hot streak. Here's your flag. Here's dirty flag over here. This is the intermediate skip. And then here is the 9, where you're coming in 37, 6, 3. Okay, so 719, I like that. So you have the sum 17. So here's the 17. I'm going to write here 2 numbers that I think are going to come in pretty soon. 719, and then the other one off the TFR is going to be 746. So those are 2 numbers to keep an eye on, okay? And I guess the last thing I'll do is talk about a mirror, all right? Here is also the magazine. You see it had mentioned 044 and 004. Hopefully I can join the team. I'm going to try to join the team, write another article, explain all this madness that I've kind of organized in a way. It's very complicated to explain. I know it so well because I've read the book many times and I've made modifications, so I'm using my own ideas with just using her information as a guide, basically. That's what it said, it's a guide. But I think that that algorithm, okay, is good for showing dormant periods because you have a better indication of when a number is going to get hot. So this 44, right, 044 is sum 8. So here's your sum 8. You're in exhaustion, skip 33. Skip 33, and here you had gone skip 32, so certainly it's possible, but I'm trying to focus on skip 7s, sorry, digit 7s in the first position, in all positions. So if we use a mirror, okay, 2, 4, 7, I'm trying to focus on 7s and mirrors. So 7 in the mirror is going to be the 2. If I mirror the 2, I'm going to get 7, 4, 7. So 7, 4, 7 is somewhat. 7 and 7 is 14, plus 4 is 18. So the mirror of sum 13, I have this red arrow, is pointing to 18. So 18 is at skip 11. It's not so bad. 11 is down from 46. So those would be like that's how I use my mirrors. I try not to do tons of mirrors because you could just mirror everything forever, right? If you mirror everything, you're just gonna go to infinity, just like looking in a mirror. You just can't, if two mirrors back to back, then there's no structure. So the structure is the 7 in the first position, and so the sums we're looking at is 11, 13, 17, okay? And then 18 if you want to do a mirror. But I try not to do too many sums because then you get too many numbers. I'm trying to do more of a weighting game. So that's about it for this video. It's a little longer than I anticipated, but you can hit me up in my email, amarghLotto@gmail.com. Look for me on Facebook, and I'll try to explain a lot of these concepts that I'm using for guessing. So that's it. Hit like, subscribe, questions, comments in the comment section, and good luck everybody. Happy number hunting. Watch that 719, 746, and the 726. Oh, let me put the 726 in here too. 726. Is it 726? No, that's not 726. Where am I? Anyway, you know the numbers I said earlier, but 726 doesn't look too terrible. 719, 746, 742. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's sum 13. So where's my sum 13? It's over here. 724. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, good luck. Peace out.